They're passing out the sheets to the parents of how you tested. And I'll let Doug come up and talk to you about the testing. We're going to be pretty light today. We got a lot of people who are going to dress you on some stuff. So, Doug, come on, look.
All right, real quick, let me just open with the effort was great, guys. I've done a lot of camps. Y'all did a real nice job. You should be proud of yourself. Real quick explanation, the box drill, what you just get is you get the time for the box drill. So on the list, you'll see the lane agility drill. That's just the time it took them to go around the lane, sliding, backpedaling, and sprinting. On the vertical, the first thing on the list is your jump height. That's it, how high you jump. There's flight time, which is how long you're in the air. All right, then there's impulse. Impulse tells us what your upper body involvement was in the jump. If you got a lower impulse number, that means you created less lift with your upper body. Kept telling you to use your arms, use your arms. Impulse is going to show you, look at your numbers compared to the other kids, and you're going to see whether or not you did a good job of involving your upper body or not. Power output is how much power you create on the mat. I create more power than you guys do because I weigh more than you guys do. Okay, so the next number is power to mass, which is power in relation to how much you weigh. That number is more important than the simple power output. It tells us how much explosion you're getting out of your legs. Then the sprint, you're going to have a 10-yard split and a 25-yard split. The next numbers on the columns are your speed in miles per hour. Okay, so we tell you at gate 1, you're going 6 miles an hour, and at gate 2, you're going 12 miles an hour. That means you had real good acceleration, and you ran hard, and you finished it. I'll hang around for a while over there by the corner. Parents, if you've got any questions, want to talk about your kids' results, I'm happy to do it. But again, good job.
How sore are you? Sore? Okay. All right, so we're going to do some work, but we're going to focus more on the games. The games are going to change today. I screwed up. I normally don't have TV stuff, so all the scores, unlike, the Nike, Adidas, and all that, where they do ball and TV, the score keeps running. I'm not interested in the score or points, so I screwed up because the thing kept going back to 0 after each quarter. And for me, people want to see the score. I'm not interested in the score. I'm interested in whether you can play or not. So today, we're going to keep score more so than doing it, but it's only for other purposes for ball TV. It's not going to be a stat sheet or anything like that, but we'll keep the score. And we try to put the games as competitive as they were. Hey, I don't separate our camp. We try to even up the teams. Most of you all were invited, so we try to even up so we have the best teams. We don't try to separate those that are better than the others and then put them on court 5 or 6 and do that in the way they say. This ain't a money grab. It's a basketball camp. Somebody gave me these gifts for free. I tried to pass them on for free. But y'all got to eat. You got to get t-shirts. Most of the staff is flown in, so it does cost so much. It's a -2. Man, even yesterday, somebody stole my wallet. We had the wrong t-shirts. I ain't had a drink in 35 years, but I was damn sure close to drinking yesterday. They stole my computer with the rockets, all my defensive drills, everything I had. So, and when the time to pay the lady, she said, "That's a nice story, Coach, but I need my money." So, she ain't care about me. I ain't care about her, so I gave her the money, and we said goodbye. Like, how many of y'all have gone to churches before? I hope you find some spiritual connection. So whenever you have a pastor, you ever seen when the pastor let other pastors speak for a minute? Make for a long sermon right there. Pastor, come on up. I had both pastors speak. Now you Pastor so-and-so, come on up, Pastor. Well, we got pros in the gym. And I've always said, Marlon, Bill with me forever, Ben, every time we have pros in the gym, they always have earned the right to say something. I lost some kids on my first AAU team because I had James Posey on my team, right? And Marlon been there, Marlon was going to coach those. So people didn't want to play because it was going to be daddy ball. You know how people recruit against you. Oh, no damn daddy ball, you know, it's going to be daddy ball, it's going to be there. And Marlon and James Posey was out there working with, remember this? Marlon and James Posey was out there working with the kids, and the lady came over to me and said, this is daddy ball. I said, James Posey has won 2 titles. He earned the right to speak in any gym. If you see a pro in a gym and the people running the camp don't let them speak, y'all ought to stop and say, you know what, I want to hear from you. Now, Jalen Green came in yesterday, and I love Jalen. Jalen is going to be really good, but he ain't scored 1 basket in the NBA game. Not yet. He's going to be damn good though, but not yet. So you need to hear from people who already done it. So the first guy I'm going to bring up is Dennis Scott. 3D was the original. They got the nickname 3D because he played with Penny, Dwight Howard, down to Lando. That's enough that. See, this is a good story. You see how he talk to me? Pros talk to pros like that. You know, like when you see another dad, have you ever seen a dad go, man, I love the way you grind with your family. You do a hell of a job paying your bills, being on time, and doing that. And most dads go to another dad and go, what up, dog? Keep grinding. And you'll see nobody say, man, I'm so proud of how you being the father. So, bro, you don't never see when I was pro, Kobe Bryant would not come in the gym until LeBron James finished talking. And so we at the Nike camp, and it's LeBron James camp. Nike gonna be mad as hell to tell me so. So all of a sudden, LeBron's rapping up. And then all of a sudden you hear, it's a helicopter. But Monica, what's it called out there? Santa Monica Airport in the hangar. And all of a sudden you hear, and everybody came in through that door. LeBron's finished speaking. Kobe come in through that door. And Kobe told them that then I don't have a relationship with other players till it's over. I want them to feel what I got coming. We ain't going out to eat. So 3D talking to me like that, man, fuck you, coach. I know you, man, fuck that, let's go.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. All right, guys. I'll make mine short and sweet. So, like Coach said, I created the name 3D and all the stuff you see me wearing, Shooter's Paradise. That's the brand I created. Back in 1995, I made 11 threes in 1 game. So all the records that Steph Curry is breaking are my records. I had 267 threes in the season. And of course, Ray Allen came along and broke that record. So when I watch you guys come into the gym, some of you guys think you come in and start shooting from right here, right away. It drives me crazy. So anyone that's ever been to one of my camps, we call form shooting, we always start right here first. So if you're not starting, shooting little short shots right here, warming up, and then 161 is my son. I told him I wouldn't call him up, I'm gonna call him out anyway. So we start out every day. We start right here, and I make him exaggerate the follow through, which I call leading. And then as we move back, you're not allowed to move back until it's all net. And then when it's all net, then you move back. Then you move back. Then you move back. You never come into the gym and start jacking up threes. I know the game has changed. I know, like Coach talked about, there's more threes taken than twos than layups. I get that. But a layup is still the best shot in basketball. A dunk is still the best shot in basketball. Okay, so remember that. Secondly, spacing. In today's basketball, if you have great spacing, you will get a great shot every time. Every time. What do you mean by that, 3D? So John, when Shaq or Penny Hardaway would post up right here, if you can shoot, you should probably be the entry pass, right? You throw the ball in the post, your man turns his head, you shift, you move. You don't stand in the same spot. That creates the space so the guy can go to work down low. And now if the double team comes, guess what? You're locked, your hips are down, and you're ready to shoot the basketball. That makes sense? Raise your hand. All right? So when you get back to playing 5-on-5, spacing, cutting, moving. And the last phrase I want to say is play the right way. If you come down the court and you're dribbling 8, 9, 10, 15 times, you dribble too much. If you can't get to your spot in 3 or 4 dribbles, I promise you, you're gonna probably be sitting next to the coach, or you might be overseas, or you might be making excuses. So remember that. Playing the right way is what I see, John sees, all these coaches see, all these rankers, there's writing all these, these polls. That's what we're looking at. And the last thing I'll leave you with, I was the nation's #1 player in the country in 1987, right? I was the #4 pick by the Orlando Magic. But John, when they told me Shaq and Penny Hardaway was coming to be on my team, I said, y'all can have this team, I'm done.
That's good. So when you go to school, there are going to be other All-Americans that play with you. And that's one of the hardest things to go. When you were the man in your environment, the guy that you coming to go play with, he the man in his environment. So that makes it tough. And by the way, 3D can really shoot that basketball. He can really shoot. He played at Georgia Tech also. And Google him. He got TV now. He's more TV personality. And now he does a lot of things. Google him, he's in Georgia. For shooting, ain't many better. Klay Thompson can really shoot that. Steph Curry can really shoot it. He right there with him. Tomorrow, what year? Tomorrow Slay, he played, he ran an NBA coaches program for the longest time. Tomorrow and I met, because the guy who taught me tennis, he married his daughter, and I watched him play in West Virginia, and he played how many years? Played 3 years in the league, and 9 in Europe.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
And you kids, 3D said he didn't want to call his kid out. Tomorrow he don't want to call his kid out. Tell you how I told my kid, fuck that. Because every time you play, you represent me. Because somebody damn tell him, you bust his ass, you got a chance to be good. And I'm telling them, you didn't bust your ass, I'm whipping your ass at that. So I'm sick of these parents wanting to hide when they dad was really good and you sitting back there. If you're an AAU coach and you don't want your son to be C and you don't want that, are you crazy? Who feeding you? I used to tell Jay all the time, my son, hey man, because I got on drugs. You take the about time. So my youngest John, he crazy as a bit. Because I used to tell him, they said, your dad ain't never on drug addict. I said, every time they tell you that, they telling you the truth. So go kick it, your drug addict dad ass, fuck it. And John began to accept it instead of, he go sit down. He go sit down and hold his head down because he was embarrassed by the dad. And I used to tell him, I said, what you embarrassed about? That's what I used to do. That ain't who I am today. So he began to put that thing together. Ended up being the toughest little rascal out there. Played 10 years in the league. He went to Europe. He went to Mafia for $600. Fought his way in the league. Now he's coaching. Just tell me. Got a couple of little young guys, small guys here. Be the toughest guy. I'm sorry. I get mad at pro players. I get mad at pro players that get embarrassed about the damn success that even college coaches get embarrassed about their kids because they doing well.
are all soaking that in, man. Coach Lucas, man, I truly look up to him. He's an inspiration for me for a long time. And to see him still coming here with that same amount of intensity and energy every single day, you guys got to make sure you soak all that in. But a few things I want to talk about, guys, is obviously all you guys here at the camp are pretty good basketball players, right? But what's going to be your separation, right? What are you going to do to separate from the rest of the pack, right? That's going to be discipline, right? Are you getting in the gym at 6 a.m.? Are you staying after late? Are you taking these skill development drills seriously, right? That's going to be the separation, because I come from a small town in Beckley, West Virginia, right? No one ever heard of me, but one thing I did do, I stayed in the lab all the time, right? I was the 54th pick in the draft. Only played 3 years, but I gave it all I had, right? It was no days off. There was no time that I didn't have this. There was no time that I wasn't listening to my coach. I stayed humble. I continued to work, and I was fortunate enough to play against some of the best players in the world. Out of this group right here, it may be 5 of you guys to make it to the NBA. So you got to do everything in your power to try to get there to the league, and you got to have some luck along the way as well. So when I see you guys going through the drills early in the morning, yeah, you may be a little bit sore. You may be a little bit tired early, but so what? You're always being evaluated. I'm sitting here watching guys kind of just lollygag through the drills. Some guys coming in here late. Like, guys, in order to get to the league, guys, I think it's 4,000 of us ever. So that discipline, that motivation, it has to be every day, every time you step on the court, right? So don't take this opportunity that you guys have in front of you for granted, because this camp right here, I've been to a lot of camps. This camp what Coach Lucas put on is the best in the country. No doubt in my mind. So make sure you guys take some of the stuff that he gave you, these 24 hours, 48 hours, and take it back with you and continue to work on your game, and hopefully we see you guys in the league one day. All right, appreciate it.
The next guy that's going to come up here, how many championships you got? 3 championships. He guarded the toughest guys every night. You know what kind of mindset you got to deal with if you're going to have to guard Michael Jordan, LeBron James, every night. Come on, man, you had Boosie head on up here. Come on. And my first 3 games in the league, my first 3 games in the league, I was so excited, man. I got in the league. I was playing, and George Gervin, y'all probably never heard of Paris right here. So my first 3 games was George Gervin, Pistol Pete, Earl, and me and Calvin Murphy in the back. Man, I was 5. I was the number 1 pick. I kept flying out there. I got right up on George Gervin. I said, I'm going to get like 56 points. The next night we went down there to New Orleans, and this guy named Pistol Pete, I go, man, this old white boy ain't gonna show me shit. I got right up in there, 47. And the third night I got there, man, I got to walk with Earl Monroe, and I got to New York. I said, God, I'm ready to go. And my coach just keep hyping me up. I got Earl Monroe. He got the ball. He did like, it's just you and me, baby. Don't look around. And it was 38 points. I didn't put back uniform on for 3 years. I ain't want to guard nobody else. I was really humbled quickly in this league because I didn't realize that there were other really good basketball players, and I had to find my niche. So Bruce had to guard all them guys. He played with some of the great players too. So I want Bruce to say something.
Well, what I'm not going to do is talk about some of the 40 points that I endured when I was in the league. But whenever I'm in environments like this, I'm always curious. I always say by raising of hands, how many of you guys love basketball? See, all right, like when I was coming up, I loved the game. And whenever a coach asks a question like that, or someone asks me that question, especially somebody that's been in the league, I threw my shoulder out of the socket. I was trying to get my hand up so high. See, Each and every one of you gonna have challenges. Challenges. And that's what I love about these types of camps. See, those individuals that I say this all the time, that don't want that smoke, you know, that don't want to play hard all the time, that kind of kick it a little bit on the floor. I didn't have that time to kick it. I was not drafted. I went overseas first. I grinded to get to the NBA. And I remember Jamal Mashburn and Rashawn Leonard at practice. Now, I'm in Miami, and one of the things that they would say, like, chill out, man. Chill out. Now, Jamal Mashburn was a lottery pick. Rashawn Leonard was drafted. I wasn't. But I wasn't going to allow that to deter my attitude as far as where I wanted to be. Now, my mindset, was I a champion? I thought so. But I just hadn't gotten to that point just yet. I had to continue to work, continue to work. This is something that you continue to do until it happens. Until it happens. So it's not 2 years from now. It's not 3 years from now. It's when it happens, fellas. Some of you guys have opportunities. Some of you guys want to make opportunities for yourself. And when you make those opportunities for yourself and you get into that door, make sure, I repeat, make sure you're doing what's necessary to stay there and continue to improve, because this game it's all about improvement each and every year. I came into the NBA as a slasher. I finished in the NBA as a defensive player and a guy who could knock down some shots. So it's always, you have to evolve, you have to evolve, you have to evolve. You got to take the great tutelage from these individuals who are spending time with you. Coaches, I thank y'all. I thank you guys getting on these kids, because not everybody's going to handle them with a silver spoon. You're going to get with a coach that will get into your face, because they're about seeing process. They see something in you, and they see that they need to motivate you a certain way. Constructive criticism is not destroying your game. You all have to understand that constructive criticism comes with the game of basketball and the game of life. Because if you can't take that constructive criticism here, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up somewhere else where you're going to have to do what someone tells you to do at each and every time. Don't allow that to be your path. So with that being said, I'm grateful for this opportunity just to impart something to you all. I hope you guys will take it to heart and continue to work hard. And once you get to where your goal is, work that much harder.
Jason Powell. Hey, Jason. Jason's a trainer in the league forever. I wanted to talk a little bit about nutrition, but we'll do that another time. One of the things that's really important for me about former pros talking is that they know. They know. He said something I didn't even realize. 4,000 NBA players throughout the career. This is the 75th year of the NBA. And I know everybody don't care about playing in the NBA. And money ain't a whole lot. But it does make life easier. And don't let anybody tell you you're a dumbass for doing this basketball. That's their way of making you feel less than who you are. All right? Because James Harden makes about $65 million a year. Everybody in the organization, this is what he got to say. They ain't seeing how many degrees he got. They ain't listening to what class grade he was in. They're looking at $65 million. In 6 months. $65 million in 6 months. Hey, money ain't everything. I ain't never seen a woman, leave a man who got money. But I've seen a lot of women leave homeless people because they ain't got no purpose. You ever seen a homeless person with a woman that? I seen a dog. I seen a shopping cart. But I ain't never seen a whole lot of women. Even my age now, my wife ain't here. I don't know. She ain't going nowhere. I can tell her I'm going to the moon, baby. She'll say some shit like, "Heard that?" Facts. All right. Last point for you guys. Some of you guys, I can tell how you play from the East Coast, West Coast, and the South. Southern guys out of Louisiana, Texas, this area, run and jump. Midwest players shoot the shit out of basketball. East Coast players go 1-on-1, can't hit a bull in the ass from outside. But they're the best one-on-one teams in basketball. I used to tell our teams when they used to play teams from the, if you go guard them one-on-one, you're going to get your butt torn. Because they can really finish, and because they normally have to play outside. It's changing. In the East, down here in the South where we are, most players at young ages play football. You want to win AAU games? Go get a football team, or people who play football in the 7th and 8th grade, 5th and 6th grade, and they just beat your little team up. And they beat them because they're tough. And then by the time it's a junior, senior year, the rankings flip-flop because the football players have tapered off and the basketball players have gotten better. So you get big, and then the football players get all the 50-50. They used to get hit. You know, little Jay and them, they ain't been hitting their life. You know, you spank too hard, your mama get on. Yeah. But they can ball. And then as you get older, it separates. So if you're in the East, work on your shooting. If you're in the Midwest, work on your agility. If you're in the South, work on your skill. It's real simple. Notice the teams that win the high-level AAU tournaments at the end of the year. They're normally East Coast teams, right? And last thing, reclassify. That's my last time. They want me to reclassify. I used to run around with Clark Francis and like Tate and Nationwide Tate and Reggie and Dane and all the guys who were ranking Marcus Sloan, Ben Burke, all the guys who were ranking. I used to just chase after them. And you know, they were putting that Jay was 5'7". I used to get so mad. He's 5'9". I used to get so mad. And he was ranking at 37, you know, safe ranking. I didn't buy it. I never bought it. Didn't buy it, but I bought some villas. And so when Jay came out and I tried to get him moved up, they said, best thing you can do is reclassify. Said, let him get a year better. Then the coach who bullshitted me will tell you, yeah, let him reclassify, and I'm gonna come back and look at him the next year. Jay still 5'7". He didn't reclassify, he's still the same size. And you can't fool with what them two pastors said earlier. Whatever God gave you is enough. One of the best players that were written up in the camp from last night is the littlest guy here. They elevated him as the best player overall yesterday. I'm not calling names, but yesterday, and he's the littlest thing here. And when they were putting the list together, they go, oh shit, that's on you, ain't it? No, it ain't. I taught him how to ball. Ain't worried about that. Hold his own. Ain't no favors in basketball. I ain't one for favors. So don't worry about your size. Take your gift, figure out your gift, and use it. We got 45 minutes of skills, and then we're going to play, and we're going to play it the regular way, and have a good camp. Last time we're going to talk to you, I let all the guys, I cannot help, and I want to tell you, do not ever let pros, celebrity coming to get. Jalen did not want to speak yesterday, neither did Dante. They had to speak. Because I look up to them. They somewhere you want to be. So, you know, whenever there's a pro in the gym, you stop the gym and say, instead of having his picture on the website, let him say something. Let him say something. I get so tickled when LeBron James is watching his son play, they criticize him for being a parent. If I knew Drake, Little Baby, all them other bullshit rappers y'all like, I'm gonna bring them to my games too. Why should I be embarrassed for what I do? Don't you?